Bitcoin is above $118,000, Ethereum's closing in on $4,000, and the global crypto market cap is hovering near an eye-watering $4 trillion. So what's really going on here? Is this the beginning of the biggest bull run we've ever seen? Or is this just another fake-out before a major shakeout? Hit that like button, comment your #1 coin for Q4, and subscribe. Because what you're about to hear could change how you play the next 6 months. Let's get into it. Right now, as of July 28, 2025, the total cryptocurrency market is sitting at $3.9 trillion. That's a massive climb from where we were just a few months ago. More than $137 billion has traded hands in the past 24 hours alone. And the momentum across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the altcoin market is undeniable. Bitcoin itself is trading at $118,192. That's not just a psychological milestone, it's confirmation. The king is holding firm with a dominance of around 60.4% and a market cap of over $2.35 trillion. Just earlier this month, it nearly touched $123,000, thanks to a perfect storm of US regulation, ETF inflows, and major whale activity. Ethereum is next in line. It's sitting at $3,800, up nearly 0.3% on the day, with a market cap of over $459 billion. That's still below its all-time high, but the trend is bullish, and if ETF inflows keep rising, analysts are calling for a 13,000 Ethereum by Q4. Ripple's XRP is now at $3.15, gaining ground as new ETF approvals in countries like Brazil start feeding demand. Meanwhile, BNB has broken through resistance and reached $834, up over 3.5% on the day, with treasury burns driving scarcity and strong technical setups confirming bullish continuation. Solana is holding steady at $187, and if it breaks $200, we're looking at a fast move to $240 based on momentum and EMA crossovers. Dogecoin is showing strength again, currently at 23 cents, with ETF speculation and retail buzz giving it room to target 35 cents. Other notables: Cardano is closing in on 81 cents, Chainlink is sitting at $18.37, and Stellar Lumens is quietly making a comeback at 42 cents, up over 3% in the last 24 hours. This isn't just another pump. The fundamentals are changing, and July 2025 might just go down as the most pivotal month in this entire cycle. So what triggered all of this? Let's start with PayPal. They've just announced that US merchants can now accept payments in over 100 cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're aiming to cut cross-border transaction fees by up to 90%. And this rollout isn't theoretical. It's live. That kind of scale brings real utility and puts crypto in front of millions of new users. Next, the Genius Act. Signed into law by President Trump on July 18th, this act requires all stablecoins to be fully backed by either US dollars or Treasury securities. It bans interest payments to holders and enforces dual licensing. The result? Stablecoins are no longer in legal limbo. They're now recognized financial instruments. And with Tether already holding over $120 billion in US treasuries, analysts are predicting that by 2028, stablecoins could lock down $1 trillion in US debt. That would make them one of the largest holders of government debt on Earth. On top of that, institutional confidence is surging. BlackRock is now a confirmed Bitcoin whale. MicroStrategy continues to accumulate. PayPal is diving deeper into integration. And we're seeing a fresh $2.2 billion flood into Ethereum ETFs over the past 30 days alone. Even Russia, under sanctions pressure, is using crypto to facilitate more than $40 billion in transfers, mostly ruble-backed. But it's not just institutions. The total value locked in DeFi has hit $153 billion, a new 3-year high. Ethereum dominates with over 60% of that, showing that utility and user engagement haven't gone anywhere. They've just evolved. Here's what really matters though. The data still shows room to run. Bitcoin's short-term holder MVRV, the market value to realized value ratio, is currently sitting at 1.15. Historically, profit-taking doesn't begin until around 135, which means there's around 20% upside left before we hit that danger zone. At today's price of $118,192, that gives us a technical ceiling of roughly $141,800 in the short term. That's not hopium. That's historical math. Ethereum, on the other hand, is pushing toward $4,000. If it clears that level, Fibonacci extensions place the next resistance at around $6,400, with long-term momentum carrying it toward that $13,000 high-end target, especially if DeFi continues accelerating. Ripple's XRP, which is now at $3.15, could see a breakout to $5 in the next year and potentially $10 by 2028. RSI is overheated at around 79, so short-term pullbacks are possible. But long-term demand is growing thanks to ETF exposure and whale accumulation. BNB is already in price discovery territory. If it keeps burning supply at the current rate, we could be looking at $915 to $950 in the next few weeks. Solana is coiling up for a breakout. It's already above its 50-day EMA, and if it breaks $200 with volume, the next stop is $240. Possibly higher if meme coins like Bonk keep pumping and ecosystem activity continues to rise. And then there's Dogecoin. It's become more than a meme again. ETF rumors, exchange integrations, and consistent liquidity make 0.35 not just possible, but likely, especially if the market stays bullish. But let's zoom in on the altcoin opportunities for a moment. BNB has seen over $180 million in liquidations after its all-time high, which clears out leverage and sets the stage for another clean leg up. Nano Labs alone now holds 128,000 BNB, valued at over $108 million. Chainlink is still the backbone of DeFi data, and whales have started accumulating again, pointing to an upcoming surge. Hedera's developer activity is spiking after the release of HIP 1086, while Avalanche has jumped over 16% in the past few days after announcing a $250 million real-world asset initiative. Tron is back in the headlines too, with ETF applications pending and over $80 billion in USDT hosted on-chain. It's not one to ignore. Now let's talk risk. While the energy right now is bullish, $686 million in token unlocks are scheduled over the next month. Projects like Jupiter are about to flood the market with unlocked supply. If the demand can't absorb it, expect some violent dips. And don't forget about security. Over $2.47 billion was lost to hacks in the first half of this year alone. That's more than in 2023, and the year's not even done. Then there's the looming threat of quantum computing. A new report suggests there's a 25% chance that quantum tech could crack standard cryptographic protocols within the next 5 years. Some projects are preparing defenses, but most are not ready. On top of all this, we've got the FOMC meeting on July 30th. Rate cuts could send Bitcoin to the moon, or tank it if the Fed tightens again. So, where's it all heading? Let's project forward. If Bitcoin continues this pace and M2 money supply continues expanding, we could see a $160,000 Bitcoin by year's end, settling somewhere around $145,000 after the hype dies down. Ethereum's path to $13,000 looks clearer than ever if ETFs, DeFi, and macro trends align. Ripple is expected to hit between $4 and $5 before 2026, with $6 to $10 projections further out depending on how institutional products develop. And then there is the Altseason. If Bitcoin stabilizes above $120,000, rotation into top 25 altcoins like Solana, Chainlink, Stellar, and Avalanche could bring 3x to 10x returns across the board. But this market is driven by more than price. X, formerly Twitter, is buzzing. Influencers like at Crypto Wendy-O are all over PayPal's crypto rollout. Satoshi Bipolar is tracking Bitcoin's price minute by minute. Reddit is on fire with bullish sentiment and FOMO posts. Every signal says the crowd is coming back, and they're bringing their wallets. So, here's your takeaway. July 2025 may go down as the official launchpad of the next crypto supercycle. Bitcoin's above $118,000. Ethereum is within reach of $4,000. Regulation is finally aligning with innovation. Institutions are back. Stablecoins are legitimized, and retail is waking up. Now's the time to plan your next move, not react to it. Comment your top coin for August. Smash that like button if you're bullish. And if you haven't already, subscribe now. We're only just getting started. And as always, we will see you at the top.